Welcome to the GET Christian Education, and this is the preteen class. The ages are 9 years through 11 years. And I'm Sister Peggy Stewart, your teacher for today. Oh, and I'm so glad I see Cartier, you're back, and Josiah, and Brooklyn, and Ethan, and Sydney, and Kylie. Oh, and Victoria. Welcome back. We're in for another treat today. Welcome. It's calendar time. On our calendar, which is the Gregorian calendar, it is the month of February, and it's the second month. On the civil calendar, which is the Jewish calendar, and you're looking right at it on the screen, it is the month of Adar, and the year is 5782, and Adar is the 6th month. Now, on the sacred calendar, where do we find that calendar? Right, in the Bible. Adar is the 12th month. And we're moving on. Our lesson today is Abraham's test. Now, this is taken from the book of Genesis, chapter 22, verses 1 through 9. What does Genesis mean? Beginnings. Yes. And Genesis is what number book in the Bible? Correct. It is the first book in the Bible. And it is the beginning of man. It is the beginning of the world. It is the beginning of animals. And something most important, but it's not the greatest thing, it's the beginning of sin. We find that all in the book of Genesis. In our Bible lesson today, I will be talking to Abraham. Excuse me, friend. What are you doing in our classroom? Oh, you've been hiking for 3 days? You're the boy, and you are going to worship the Lord? I'm sorry to tell you this, sir, but you must have the wrong room. What are your names? Oh, I see. Your name is Abraham, and that's your son, and his name is Isaac. Oh, nice to meet you. But sir, Abraham, you definitely have the wrong room. Your son Isaac, he's asking you, is this where the Lord told you all to come? Well, I can see that you're telling him yes, and that you're going to worship God here. Oh, okay. Hmm. Isaac is asking his father, he's saying, we have the wood, we have the fire, and the knife, but I don't see a sacrifice anywhere. I don't think this is good. uh, Abraham is telling his son, God will provide a sacrifice. And look at Isaac. Isaac just simply says, yes, Father. Now tell me, how do you think Abraham felt offering his most cherished, cherished possession, which was his son? Yes, how do you think he felt? And he wasn't just doing it to be doing it. He knew that God had told him to do this. And how do you think Isaac felt when his dad tied him up and placed him on the altar to be sacrificed? Now, our pictures are depicting or showing you a little boy, but actually, Isaac was not a little boy. He was a grown man, a young man. Oh, wow. As Abraham was raising his knife, he was raising it over his head. he hears the voice of God. And Abraham answers him, "Here am I, Lord." And you know what? God spoke to him and he called him by his name, Abraham. Abraham, don't touch your boy. I have seen your obedience and I am pleased. God was pleased with Abraham because if God told him to sacrifice his son, he was going to do it. He was going to do it. But he also knew that God was going to bring his son back. He didn't know how or how it's going to be done, but he was just obedient to God. You remember Abraham told him that God would provide a sacrifice? Well, look, a ram got its horns caught in those bushes over there, and he couldn't escape. So, what do you think Abraham did? Well, he untied his son, first of all. He freed Isaac, and then he gets that ram that was stuck in the thicket in the bushes, and he uses it as a burnt offering to show God how thankful he was. And what is our life lesson? I will give to God even when it requires sacrifice. And sometimes it does. What are we taking home with us today? God sees each sacrifice we make, and he promises to bless us. God sees your sacrifice. Not one ounce goes unnoticed by him. God sees it. Always remember that. Well, it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye to everyone. Now, don't forget, we are blessed to be a blessing to others. God does not give you plenty to hold on to it and keep it in your hands and keep it close to you, but you are to bless others who do not have. I know you will. I'll see you next week. I love you. Oh, yes, I do. But remember, Jesus loves you more. Bye-bye.